we're going to jump in the game. We're going to be looking at these players specifically as we see who is able to make it to that day 4 of the Dragon Cup.
Such an important day for all these TFT players, regionals and then worlds on the horizon. Starting off with Kurumx, who is a pretty comfortable spot right now. 31 points, has had quite the day. Even, of course, as we mentioned earlier, not on the proper setup, but it is a-okay. Kurum really just balling out right now. Really proud of him.
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. As a member of Team Casanova in the fantasy draft, Kurum, of course, going to have a great showing. I picked him for a reason. A phenomenal player and really doing me proud today with his 3rd place performance right now. And we'll see. He's gonna get a victory lap here, get a couple more points for sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not just like a totally victory lap. Kurum wants to make sure he doesn't go out in 8th or something to make sure you get those bonus points leading into tomorrow. Top 4 gets 3 bonus points. If you get 5th or 8th, you get 2 bonus points, and then 1 bonus point for 9th through 12th. So still some things that are on the line. Not just all fun and games here, but yeah, Kurum's certainly feeling good after that one. A couple of bows, not the best. But it maybe we see something. You were talking about you wanted to see an Olaf game.
I do.
Hopefully we do. Yeah, we saw one off of broadcast.
I was so happy
last
too.
game. I know, but hopefully we get one. And as I was saying with the bows, RFC could be an item that we see on an Olaf, but we also get to check out the Mirage that is Pirate's Greed. So a Leona in the shop. Certainly, we're going to see at least one player go Pirate Mirage.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, Kurum has the option here. If he picks up some gold off of these creeps, he can pick up that Leona, which
he will.
So we are gonna have that. And then if we find the young, then there we are. We've got the Pirates online if it happens. So
Silver tier augment coming through. Where's the heart? Band of Thieves. Yeah, Band of Thieves snap pickup there. I think the 3rd one was Axiomark, I want to say, but Mirage Online.
There's the Yone. These gloves not a bad slam for Yone early game anyway. So
I wonder if it's ever. Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, randomly thinking about the RFC thing. I wonder if it's ever an RFC slam onto the Yone.
Sure.
But I mean, it locks your options.
Yeah.
Pretty hard. I mean, I guess last game and some of the games we're watching off of broadcast, we did see like a RFC Ao Shin with like a capped endgame dragon board that actually wasn't as strong as we all thought it was gonna be. But either way. Yeah, it's gonna TG the Yone. Archangel's Glove, not the best, but hey, at least he'll be farming some gold every turn with the Pirates.
Yeah, and it's like fine enough, but this board ended up kind of awkward because did not find an Assus to go alongside this Leona, so you end up just playing a Malphite and just having a Bruiser in the front line. And the Twitch is, good enough of a unit to be playing, but yeah, not gonna be able to win streak with the Pirates Greed, which it's one of the early game kind of econ traits that I feel like is a lot better at win streaking, especially just because Leona can be powerful enough with the Guardians early on. But yeah, Kurum gonna end up losing the first one.
Yeah, Kurum even slammed a Shiv because Kurum this whole tournament, or this whole day at least, has done so well at playing from an early win streak that he was trying to do a similar thing there. That's even, I think, some of the logic into picking the Band of Thieves, right? It gives you a lot of early combat power with just some extra items on the board. Wasn't able to make it happen there, at least. Only lost by 1 unit, so I think leading into further rounds could still turn this around. But I wonder if that's going to be the case going to players like wasaleniverson here, who have things like an upgraded Leona 2, has the Guardians, has Yone Mirage, and the Wukong even there for warrior buff. Blue Battery, which of course is not going to be very good for Yone and not good for just this board itself, but playing it just for some early money, of course. Shiv going to lean into some AP trees very, very nicely later on.
Yeah, I actually kind of like this because it's a silver augment anyway. Like you're kind of down a silver augment early game, but your board is very strong and it's a very good setup to play AP. You mentioned the Shiv, shredding that magic resist, really good for your AP comps as well. So trying to find ways to win streak early with the Pirates, which is generally what you're going to want to do if you can kind of create that opportunity for yourself. And it definitely feels like a better spot than at least Kurum was in, just because of the fact that the synergies are more online and you got that 2-star Leona.
Definitely so. Pair of Zyras. Zyra definitely on the board for a lot of players, whether you mage cap it, whether you carry it with Rage Blade and Runeans, if you're going Whisper composition. I think over the course of today, we've seen a couple players land on the Whispers composition, but do it because they're behind and not able to stabilize, so they still go bottom, like bottom 4 with it. And I think that's why, looking at the stats coming into today, the Whisper Zyra Pantheon composition wasn't really as powerful as the rest of them. So it was popular, I think, at 94 games played, but only a 55% top 4 rate, as opposed to say like the Xayah comp having like 61%, or the Dragon, you know, capped flex board having like a 62% top 4 rate.
Yeah, that's a cool point you mentioned, because we really have seen players kind of maybe looking to play Xayah or looking to play, you know, anything else, and they end up on these big gold roll downs pivoting into Whispers instead of it being something that they're looking to play from the get-go. And yeah, I mean, I'm curious if we saw more players playing it from the get-go, how strong this comp would be, because it's looked very powerful.
Yeah, you kind of just settle for that, which you don't really like to. I mean, sometimes you just have good items. You find the Pantheons, find the Zyras, you're like, okay, I'll just go it. But it is a comp that people settle on. Taking a look at the augments, Dishsoap having AFK. I mean, that's a standout. Dishsoap, one of the players that needs not a top 4 performance per se, needs at least a 6, so taking that is a little bit risky, I guess, but it's so good, right? 20 golds for AFKing a few rounds, not too shabby. I think that econ, and with how good of a ladder player Dishsoap is, you already know he's comfortable with going solo HP, rolling it down on level 8, you know, fast dating and stabilizing. So Dishsoap probably in the comfort zone right now.
Yeah, jumping on board with Souless. Souless looking to win streak, needs that, you know, top 4, it was even top 2 performance in this game. So looking for a heavy win streak to start that out. Cybernetics, really flexible, solid augment, but also just gives an insane amount of power early game when you can spread out your items just like this, playing a bunch of strong 2-stars. And we'll have a lot of options to pivot later. Looks like some good attack damage trees will be open with these gloves and sword, but still incredibly flexible because no items have actually been slammed.
Yeah, I love this. Playing from ahead in a win streak is going to be some of the scenarios, some of the most likely scenarios we're able to convert it into at least a top 2. Is he going to be able to carry the streak forward, though? I'm speaking Souless's praises, but no. Lil Top, who also, by the way, needs a top 4, says, no, Souless, I'm going to be the one to win streak. I'm going to be the one to be able to convert my board into at least a top 2 finish. So, you know, screw you over there. My board's better. And that's the early Archangel Slam and like early Mage Cap and stuff. Lil Top's using this super effectively.
Yeah, I mean, having the Mage Heart, that's the big thing, right? Tier 2 Vladimir with the Mage Heart is huge. The Archangel are going to be able to scale up for a long while in these fights because Vlad will live so long. And Vlad just such a good early game unit. Either way, this is just a lot of power being given to him. This board is terrifying. We thought Souless's board looked good, but this is just even better.
Looking fantastic right now. Go up against Dishsoap, who has just come back from the AFK augment. Maybe went to grab a drink, you know, get a snack. You can do whatever you want when you're picking AFK. But no, still doesn't even have that low of HP either. This is 2-6 and Dishsoap's only at 80. I wonder if Dishsoap won rounds at all when he was AFK, but has 50 gold, level 5. Such a good spot. Absolutely love that augment. It's so good to accelerate your econ.
Yeah, big for Dishsoap to have that much money going into Kurumx. The last game, we kind of watched this lobby a little bit off of stream, and Dishsoap was able to hit level 9 very quickly, had like a 2-star Aoshin. He was, you know, in a very good spot. That was the point we were talking about of an Aoshin that didn't seem like it was doing as good as we initially would have thought. It ended up 3rd place, even going that fast. But Dishsoap very comfortable pushing these levels and getting, you know, a top 4 with that. And I think Dishsoap just needing, you know, a top 5, top 6 to secure. This is a very comfortable spot.
Okay, looking at the HP totals right now is so fascinating because 3 out of the 4 players that are on the bubble that we're looking at, right? Lil Top in 1st, Kovaenel in 2nd, Souless in 3rd. They're all trying to play aggressive right now and have that accelerate them to have a top 4 finish. The only player who's not doing that is Dishsoap, who, I mean, might just be very comfortable even in tournament settings, playing with this heavy econ style, going lower in HP, but also is the only player amongst them who is already locked for the regional finals.
Yeah.
So maybe with that is just playing comfort, playing similar playstyle, because it quote unquote doesn't matter, even though it does, right? You still want to be able to, you know, get to tomorrow, get prize money, etc., etc. But just interesting little note there.
Yeah, because Dishsoap qualified to regionals from ladder. This tournament is not about qualification for Dishsoap as it is for these other 3 bubble players that, funny enough, yeah, at the top of the tables. Items being slammed for Kovaenel, right? Like, there's some fantastic 80 items already, so a lot of flexible spots that can go towards a Pantheon composition, especially with the Ginsus. Like, this might be a Whispers comp in the making. With all these really good Siphon items too, actually. Great Siphon items, great Pantheon items, great Zyra items. So I would expect to see Whispers from Kovaenel.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think all of these items can go on those 3 units that you just mentioned. BT, Pantheon, fantastic. Even just all these 3 items that are on the Nidalee on a Siphon is going to be super, super good. Rageblade already picked up for the Zyra. Just needs to get there. Actually, Lil Top versus Kovaenel this time. Can Lil Top keep the streak going? Yes!
The Vlad.
This Arcanos Vlad has already paid dividends right now. The usefulness is cannot be understated. Second augment phase comes through. Jeweled Lotus Sunfire personal training. Bit late for personal training, unfortunately. That's one of those augments where I feel like players would be like, man, why can you get offered this on 3-2? Because you would never go it from here. It's too late, right?
Yeah, just give me it on 2-1. I just want the Olaf. I just want the Olaf on 2-1.
I'm pretty sure if there was an augment that has said get an Olaf
on 2-1, I'd take
time.
it. I'd take it. Yeah, give me on 2-1. Yeah, I'd take it.
Oh man,
if it was a silver augment and it was just give me 1 Olaf on 2-1, I'm taking it every game. I might take it if it's gold too, actually, but
you're just an Olaf stan.
I'm a griefer though, but so
a little griefer. No, it's fine. No Olaf in this game, it looks like, from what we've seen. But Kovaenel did reroll and picked Thrill, which, I mean, already has the BT, so has some bit of healing, but would like that for the other units as well that the BT does not go on. Holding a Zippy, holding a Varus for the Varus pair, this still could go a Xayah direction. Doesn't have to be Whispers, but certainly, like you mentioned, Whispers is going to be a good look with all these items.
Yeah, I mean, even I think Thrill Thrill obviously very flexible augment, but I think it's a great look with Whispers, right? Because your Zyra doesn't want to run any healing augments, but if she's taking damage from, say, like a Deja or something hitting her on the back line, you want to be able to sustain through that when she picks up her kills. Good for Siphon when he comes through with the big crit. Yes, he's going to heal someone with the BT if he's got BT, but also just, you know, big influx of 700 HP can help you get to the next charge. So it just works well with the play patterns of Whispers in the fights that they have. So I like that in general. I really do expect that we're just going to see Whispers out of Kovaenel, but as you mentioned, the items are flexible enough that it can be something else.
Definitely. Lil Top still riding the top of the standings right now in the HP. Taking a look at the second augment, it's Essence Theft for the mages, and it is Mage Namzi. Going to 7 on 3-3 off of pace, right? Off of interval. Has 2 extra gold they had to spend, but deems it worth it. I really like that to protect the streak here.
Yeah, I love this play. I think that the items that they have already for their Mage Namzi are insane. Mage Namzi has been a really solid comp on ladder. It didn't really have great stats coming into the day, but it was kind of lumped in with Mage and Evoker versions because a lot of the times the compositions look a little bit similar as they were being played throughout days 1 and 2. And really, just if you find such a good Namzi spot like Lil Top has here, that should be a pretty easy top 4 to cruise to as long as Lil Top can convert it. And with Essence Theft being a pickup as well, I mean, it's such a good place for this.
Oh yeah, Essence Theft I think can almost single-handedly carry this Namzi mage win rate up like a significant margin. And with you mentioning, yeah, I wonder what the stats are if you separate the AP Namzi from mages and evokers separately, because I think the mages would definitely have a bit of a higher success rate though, but I wonder by how much. Interesting enough. Little Top still 100 HP though. Wasaleniverson, Iverson 46, and Gwanway down there with 48. Souless, one of the bubble players. Level 7, still 40 gold. Pirates, value.
Yeah. Great value from the Pirates. Still playing this really flexible, just kind of 2 stars composition. A lot of beautiful synergies along the left side as well.
Yeah. Pretty much every single unit that he's running is given something.
Ooh.
Oh, Dishsoap just has the Whisper board online already. Rolled it down pretty heavily on level 7 on 3-5, but is rewarded, right? It has uplink as well. This is fantastic.
Super good. That means that Kovaenel will be contested if they continue to go that direction, seeing as how their items very heavily lean us that way.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is just online for Dishsoap. This should be the start of a pretty nice win streak. And there's already a pair of Pantheons, right? It's not just the one close to picking up that Pantheon too.
Yep. Zyra 2 so important right now. Kovaenel doesn't even have it, but still just winning with the Nidalee triple item. Zippy in shop. We haven't seen like too much Zippy shenanigans today, I don't believe, right? Like none of these Zippy carries that pop off in stage 4. But it's fine. I'm sure we'll see Zippy pop off at some point during this tournament.
It's actually really funny you say that now because Kovaenel's items also phenomenal Zippy items.
Let's see,
especially for
Kovaenel
like
goes Zippy
carrying in
3.
the mid game, you know? Like,
Yeah.
just replace that Nidalee with a Zippy and play your mid game with it, your stage 3 and 4, until you get your Whispers board online.
Where's Kovaenel when you need him? I think it was in either day 1 or 2 of the Dragon Cup where we watched Kovaenel reroll like Zippy 3, right?
Oh yeah. Got first, the Zippy 3.
Yeah. Crazy. Not seeing it here, unfortunately.
Yeah. It was a big thing day 1 and 2, not Zippy 3 getting first, but Zippy in general, just being a carry in stage 3, stage 4. Even very early stage 5 on occasion with proper items. Just being an item carrier for big AD items, generally for the Whispers comp. Actually, it would be like a Bloodthirster and an IE, plus one more AD item, and then you just would sell the Zippy and swap into playing. And that's so fun. Come on, like come on, like.
I think you even tweeted about it, right? You're like, oh, what I've learned from day 1 or day 2 of Dragon Cup is that Zippy is like insane or something like that.
Because Zippy's great. I mean, this is look, Kovaenel is gonna replace this this Nidalee with Zippy's. I wonder if he's gonna wait for Zippy 2 to actually make that swap, or if he's just gonna play the Zippy 1. But those are insane Zippy items. They're really, really good. So it's gonna be a strong Zippy spot.
Oh, champion duplicator? Duplicate Zippy right now. You're not gonna do that.
To keep the win streak, that'd be wild.
That'd be a bit too wild. I mean, Kovaenel, again, needs at least a third to be safe, and this is such a good situation to get at least third. Has a lot of gold, has a lot of HP, can save the champion duplicator to just go 4-5, level 8, roll down, find a pair of Shyvana's champion duplicator it, get Shyvana 2, get some solid Xayah items. Like, you could just pick any of these items, probably minus the BT for Xayah. I guess you would go the Rage Blade, the IE, and the Edge of Night and be totally fine. The Thrill is going to give Xayah the HP. You can stick the BT on a Shyvana, that's fine. I guess the only thing that's unlucky is that there is a Sunfire over like a Morello's or something. But hey, maybe find a Reforger later, reforge it.
Yeah, I mean, Shyvana likes BT as long as the other 2 items are good, right? The big HP shield is nice.
AP.
Yeah. And the healing is fine as well, so it's just as long as your other 2 items are some big AP items. I think you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Not happy losing the streak, but hey, it's only by 2 units, and that's fine. Lil Top is starting to lose now as well, so beginning of stage 4 is where we see the top of the lobby start to fall and the bottom lobby start to rise up. It is Swift Shot Crest, Ancient Archives, or Cybernetics. Wow. Ooh.
I mean,
based off what
you were saying, as far as just like leveling to 8, looking for Shyvana, trying to play Xayah, like you would want to go Swift Shot, but we're not like committed to that yet, right?
Yeah.
So staying open with Cybernetics seems good because that's also going to be good on the Xayah comp. It's also going to be good on the Whispers comp. It's it's good on whichever AD comp we end up on. But the only thing at this point is we're playing AD.
Hey, look at this. Better together.
Yeah, double vow on the Terra, casting immediately we'll get those resists.
And the Ezreal TG rolls into a Chalice.
Swift Emblem for
Swift Shot. Yeah, Kurum's very comfortable with playing Xayah. I think started the day off with the Xayah like win, I believe. So super comfy there. Kovaenel has not leveled, not rolled yet. Is going to be waiting until 4-5, like anticipated. How many Zayas are going to be gone, though? I think that's the big question, because people are rolling it down early or just happen to luck into Zayas for it too. Like, there's only 12 copies of that unit. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a Zaya 2 sometimes if it's so contested in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, that's where that champion duplicator can come in as well. Ideally, you want to use it on Shyvana, but hey, if you've got to use it on a Zaya, you've got to use it on a Zaya to make sure you're strong enough and to get that top 4, especially in Kovaenel's position. But Whisper's board also an option and also potentially contested though. So those are the things that we're really looking at for Kovaenel when that roll down finally comes through, as there is a pair of Terras for Souless on 8 right now.
True. Hey, we were even watching a game earlier off broadcast where Rain's Explosion got a triple Shyvana shop, so wouldn't need your champion duplicator in that case. Just get a triple Shyvana shop, like
just do
Rain Explosion.
I think
it's
that's
fun.
pretty good.
Yeah, seems solid. Not bad. Just like these Jace TG rolls, not bad. ZZ Rot and Warmogs. Maybe we'll get multiple casts off. It is just a Jace 1, but actually most of Souless's board is just tier 1 right now. Only upgraded units are looking like Rakan and Sejuani.
About the one shot this Zaya in a second here. Just give it a sec.
The cast land. We can get there, Namzi.
Give it a sec. Come on, Namzi. You got it.
Namzi's just waiting for the Arcane to stack up enough to just one tap Zaya, surely. Here we go. No.
Nope. Okay. Well,
Namzi?
maybe next time, Namzi. Maybe next time we'll
Send
cast
Namzi to the target range. Need a little bit of practice there.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Wasaleniverson just at 4-4.
Took Pandora's Bench in as the last augment.
That seems not good when you have 11 HP.
Yep. Only got to use it for 2 turns. Unfortunate. Little top, still top in the lobby. Yeah. Dishsoap the only player streaking right now as well. 66 HP. And looks like Dishsoap's in a pretty good spot to, at least go 6th or better, as Dishsoap needs.
It's a
big Soraka too,
right? I mean, just the board was just online, like an end-game composition, even though a lot of it was 1-star, was just ready on the board.
Oh, Shyvana, Zaya in the same
2.
shop. Zippy 2. Pogger, Zippy 2. Now the comp's online.
Well, the Zippy 2 actually probably should stay in until like mid-stage 5, maybe a little later.
That's 2 Shyvanas.
Yep. Duplicator, Shyvana 2. Was just looking to see if you hit it, so then you can, because then you could use it on Zaya if you hit the Shyvana.
Yeah. But I mean, you're probably gonna find a Zaya anyway. Using it right now on the Shyvana to, I mean, okay, again, Kovaenel needs at least a 3rd, but this is probably a line of play that will net at least a 3rd. So I do like that champion duplicator usage.
Zippy, let's go.
Zippy's so cool.
He's so good. It's like this stage of the game, Zippy is so strong, and you're absolutely right. I'm glad you called it out earlier, because we saw so much Zippy in day 1 and 2, and it's just been, at least from the games we have watched, whether on stream or off, has been completely missing. And I get that we haven't really seen the item situations because the Whispers line has not been played to very much. And I think that's one of the most natural ways to go from Zippy, because of the items you like to play on Zippy.
I wonder if Kovaenel needs to be rolling as aggressively as he is here, though. That is my only concern. I think this board, especially because we're still in stage 4, with a Zippy 2 with, like, I dare say perfect items, in a Shyvana 2, that surely is enough to win rounds, right? I think Kovaenel can econ a bit more. Maybe feeling a bit of that panic, right? And this is a high pressure situation. Kovaenel knows they need a solid placement here. This is the, what potentially could be your final game of the tournament that can net you either a regionals placement, or you just go home for the rest of the set.
Yeah, these are probably perfect Zippy items if it's not going to be a Zippy 3. If it's a Zippy 3, you want Deathblade, but other than that, I think Edge of Night's probably fantastic for just a Zippy 2, and I don't think Kovaenel's going Zippy 3. I think it's just bridging stage 4 and maybe half of stage 5.
Where do the items go afterwards, though? Because the Zaya already has 2 items. So maybe Zippy stays in a bit longer than we expect.
We just chilling with Zippy?
It'll fall off eventually, but at that point, like, I'm sure you can pivot the items somewhere else. Dishsoap, 70 gold, still rolling.
Pivot to like a Yasuo or something later. Like,
oh, this isn't bad. Okay, there we go. As soon as I'm like, oh, that's okay. Then he takes it. Gunblade for the Zyra, Hodge for the Siphon. It's only a Siphon 1, but hopefully that'll change here soon as Dishsoap does roll down. Finds one Siphon, finds a pair of Sorakas. Couple more Pantheons.
Mystic in at least. Seraphim.
Yeah, and Evoker. Has cybernetic uplink value. We love to see that, especially with a thing like teching one belt on a Soraka to get more casts, because you can just run Soraka for a bit of a for now unit. Heal up a bit of HP. Just the healing on your board is going to be pretty solid. But that can go in for something else a bit later. Sometimes this composition does like to run for a Bruiser. But also just good units are good as well. Like the Soraka might even just stay on the board for the whole time.
Terra 2 for Souless on this board with the double Protector's Vow. That is a very tanky front line. Pantheon finds their way into the back line though, and that's a little bit more rough.
Terra just ignore the Terra. Nothing.
Yeah, just walk around the Terra actually.
If only. Maybe if there was a game mode where you can like control the units, you can micro them a little bit so they can walk around the tanks, they don't get stuck on them.
Yeah, it's like cool. A game mode where you like control the champions and you walk them around and you play against other champions. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, you like take down towers and like take down other champions too. Maybe farm a little bit of CS. I don't know. Something like that. That could be cool. Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Jace too. Sell the Twitch. I actually don't know what he sold.
I missed it too. I was looking at his bench and then something disappeared off the board, so I don't actually know.
Was it a Recon? I don't know. But either way, 6 guild, 4 Ragewing, Jace 2 online, blue buff and death cap now on the Shyvana. Those are some solid Shyvana items. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. Gonna be okay with that, but is it enough for at least a top 3, right? That is the magical placement that Kovaenel needs to probably be safe. Again, it's a probably. I'm not sure if that's exactly safe, but most likely with that 28 points.
Well, and the craziest thing is all our bubble players, right? Still at the top of this lobby. Like they all want this so bad to make it 2 regionals, to try and continue their hopes at Worlds, right? Regionals first and then moving on, but they're all fighting for it. They were fighting to stay alive early on. They were fighting for those win streaks, and they've kept a lot of HP because of it. All of them having relatively strong boards. Souless, though, at the bottom of that pack, losing quite a bit, and Souless might have needed the highest placement of all of them.
Definitely. Needs at least a second, but is the lowest. Like you mentioned, Dishsoap got the lowest early, but has since stabilized very, very well after taking AFK augment in stage 2. Souless running I will say a strange Xayah composition. You will generally not run Xayah with a Terra frontline and things like that, but this is still solid if he finds a Xayah 2. I feel like everyone's trying to find Xayah 2 right now. But it's the players like Gwanway maybe that can punish that when they find their units, right? They find their upgrades. Soam 2, Nyla 2 jumping into the backline, gonna start hitting the Xayah soon after she gets out of the Zephyr.
Trying to at least, but she's jumping around, getting a lot of damage out regardless. All those resets coming through. The Xayah 1 just not being able to do enough damage, and now Zoe just gonna stop the rest of that from coming through. Soam strong enough now. Gwanway hitting very hard on their comp, and now Souless in a lot of trouble.
14 HP, really no room for any other errors right now. Souless, even with a bad loss, could be taken out of this tournament. Souless is in a spot as well where even if Souless is going to be banking on qualifier points, really wants to make it to tomorrow to feel safe. Getting at least those 25 qualifier points to get into the top 10, because top 10 qualifier points will qualify for regionals as well.
No one denied the mage cap from Little Top.
Oh my. Wait a minute.
I don't know how many mages that makes, but that seems important when you're running the mage Nomsy. If you can push another tier of mages, or you can change your comp around, but Souless, important hitting that Xayah.
Very important. Exactly what Souless needed. Didn't hit the Jace yet though. Kurumx goes level 9. Gwanway finds, was that another Soam 2?
Soam 3? What?
When did that get there?
I didn't notice that when they were in the fight. I didn't notice that there were that many Soams on the bench for Gwanway. What?
Meanwhile, Kovaenel's still stuck on Xayah 1.
Yeah, but he's got Zippy. There he goes.
He's got Zippy.
Look at the boy. Look at him go!
Zippy's taking out the Zaya. Actually does so. Look at him go. I'm so proud.
This unit's so broken. Look at this unit go. Look at him go!
Bonk. And bonk Souless. Oh, 3 HP. 1 HP on Kurumx.
Zippy's too good. This is what we saw on day one. I'm serious. Like, this is what we saw all day one, was Zippy's being played deep into stage 5, just winning rounds.
Yeah.
You don't need Zaya. You got Zippy. It's fine.
Well, Souless doesn't have Zippy, so they need something.
Yeah,
like
true.
a Jace upgrade, but how did they do it?
Just don't die, and then you got Jace too. It's fine.
Just don't die, Forehead.
Yeah.
Wonderful advice from Casanova.
You know? That's why they pay me the big bucks, is for advice like that.
I'm gonna pay you for coaching here soon. Little top.
So let's just don't die.
Little top with the Mage Zyra. It is only Zyra 1, but still, Mage Zyra absolutely broken.
Yep, it's frozen right now. We'll see where the cast goes. Gonna hit the front line. Zaya still alive on the other side, alongside the Terra, trying to put enough damage out. But here comes the Nomsy cast.
Oh.
Takes her out, and it's up to just one Terra. Very tanky, but not able to hit anything with that first Quake. Oh, not enough. We get cutscene. Dies of cutscene.
Souless out in 6th place. Dies of cutscene. That's not a second, which is what Souless needed. Is that gonna be enough qualifier points? I guess is the big question, because Souless is probably not making it into tomorrow.
Yeah, it's too much math to do, and it's still not even decided, right? Like, there's so much more that happens. Like, will top 4 players of this tournament, will they, they get taken out of the qualifier points pool? Does it bump Souless up? There's too much to think about there. But what we do know is Souless is not making it to day 4 of the Dragon Cup, and Souless is gonna be hard pressed to make regionals with not being able to make that day number 4. And it's a rough way to go out for Souless. It was a really good start to this game, but just kind of getting stuck on that Zaya Terra with the Zaya 1. It's not strong enough, and now it's opening the door even further for Kovaenel and Lil Top, as one of the bubble players has kind of not had a good enough performance to get those points.
9 Mage goes in for Lil Top, playing now the Lilia 1 just to get that buff online. Vertical traits like 9 Mage are very hard to get to, and oftentimes you have to consider, is it even worth it to play units like Lilia 1 for this? I guess we're about to find the answer, cast, when we see that Nomsy start to cast.
Yeah, I think Exiles is actually a really big augment in this fight, because we're going to see that Zippy get on the back line, but not going to be able to take down before it jumps away. It's going to leave Nomsy up, and the 9 Mage Nomsy, I think, is going to do an insane amount of damage, but actually does not one-shot the Zaya in the back. Having enough HP from the cybernetics, and just being able to lifesteal all the way back up with the Ragewing as well.
Bit of disappointment there, I would say. For seeing 9 Mage, Nomsy too.
Kurumx gonna go out in 5th. Going down Dishsoap, still now at the top of the table when it comes to HP, just barely above Kovaenel.
Dishsoap, Kovaenel, and Lil Top, all players that needed good placements. Lil Top needed at least a top 4 and now has gotten it, so might feel safe right now. Still wants to get as many points as possible, but I think can be a little bit more comfortable now. Kovaenel, 24 HP. Gwanway though, that Sohm 3, the absolute terror of the lobby, on a win streak. You don't want to run into him, but that's exactly what Lil Top's gonna do right now. Oh, and okay, Nomsy doesn't get Zephyred though.
Yeah, but Nomsy's already half HP from the Sohm. Oh my god. No. Where'd it go? Where'd it go, Crowan?
I blinked on him. Oh, that's over 400 Lagoon stacks. That's a champion duplicator as well on top of that.
We just didn't see Gwanway all game, and they quietly ended up with a Sohm 3. I mean, I don't know if anyone's beating the Sohm 3 in this. That was so much damage that it just dealt.
It's kind of funny. I mean, not really. Maybe it's kind of BM to say it's funny, but Gwanway was in literal last coming into this game, but at least it's gonna finish strong, right? That's pretty cool. Have a pop-off game, even if you don't get into tomorrow, right? to be able to say. End off on a high note.
Yeah, get to have a fun tournament experience where you come in and get to have a Soam 3 on stream.
Yeah, destroy everybody.
Dash the hopes and dreams of a couple bubble players on your way.
That's true, yeah.
Because little top, I mean, top 4 might be enough, but that's not...
Yeah, it will give 28 points for Little Top. So that theoretically is the safe number.
Well,
but
and
again,
to be fair, Little Top started the day with 2 firsts, so their tiebreakers will be pretty good.
Wow, Zephyr's the frontline Zaya there. That's a good read. Good play by Gwanway.
That's big. But Zippy on the back line.
Really? Zippy where? I don't see him.
Zippy almost killed the Soam if you count 40% HP as almost killed.
Well, you see, almost has a specific definition there that is probably not met by 40%.
You know, I don't know. If it cast again and immediately hit the Soam instead of jumping somewhere else, you know, hey.
Yeah, which is like what Zippy does, is cast
directly
the
on
highest
the same target.
HP
Exactly.
target.
Yeah. For sure.
Maybe next time. Kovaenel. Kovaenel ends in 3rd, which is, again, exactly what they needed to get 28 points.
Yeah.
So a lot of this kind of exactly what these players needed is coming through, Cass. Maybe we're a good luck charm here for these. So they're all going to end up at 28.
We weren't for Souless, but 2 of them got exactly what they needed.
Sure.
And Dishsoap got way more than they needed. Dishsoap is in already. Dishsoap already in regionals, but also with being top 2 here is going to be making it to day number 4.
We can't give everybody exactly what they need, right? Someone has to be the bit of a loser here, unfortunately.
No, I'm not.
It won't be Gwanway probably, unless Pantheon 3 comes through, but we still have a couple rounds to go before that happens.
Yeah. There's 1 away from the Pantheon 3. Maybe that's enough, but this Soam is just melting everything. I mean, the items are insane. The augments are great. Yeah, it's
needs to find it. Honestly, sell board. Yup, sell board for Pantheon 3. Get that Soraka out of there next. Keep it rolling.
Well, there it is.
Okay,
we got it.
What do you put in? Evoker. Okay, like, honestly, this looks troll, right, to the average TFT viewer, but this is the correct play, right? Dishsoap was not winning any other way besides for a Pantheon 3. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but this is still the correct line.
Yeah, I mean, still has 6 whispers in, so that's really that's the only thing that's important, right? Is the 6 whispers. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the big. Oh, no, I got Zephyr! Oh, no. I got Zephyr! Oh no! It's still up though. It's gonna be tanky. It's gonna be healing a ton every single cast.
It heals
the full every time. Let's see. Can it get bursted down? Gets onto the Soam. Cast again. Oh, the Pantheon.
This is it.
Let's go. Dishsoap. The big play. Selling the board. And now they have time to replace.
Oh, they get a moment of reprieve with the Rift Herald round. Pantheon 3 is exactly what Dishsoap needed and gets it. Even with getting Zephyred, the Pantheon is in the same side, and Soam can't one-shot the Pantheon. Has Hodge, has Bloodthirster, has the healing needed. Even if Morello's is applied, is that even enough? I think enough healing just comes through.
Yeah, because it's 2 healing items, right?
Blessing
it's
as well.
Bloodthirster, CB, Hodge, like, even if it's 50%, like, we see this every single time he insta heals to full HP.
Yeah. Wow, Dishsoap. This is why Dishsoap has been rank 1 North America for it feels like the last like 2 sets at least, if not more.
We found the Yasuo. We got Warrior in.
Have Warrior in. Have the Seraphine now for the Evoker. Rakan for the Mystic.
What does Gwanway do? How do you beat this?
A lucky one shot. CC needs to come through.
We already Zephyred it, right? So
yeah, well, Zephyr plus CC, but there's really, I mean, Zoe can CC maybe. Zephyr misses though.
Oh, here goes the Panth. Not really casting the right way, so not getting. Oh, the Zoe stopped the healing. Zoe stopped the healing. Oh, but not enough. Yes, it is. Oh, it is.
It is.
Zoe stopped the healing with the invulnerable, the Kale ultimate, the divine shields, stopping the healing because no damage was being dealt. All right, there it is. That's how you beat it.
Zoe, the